Environmental issue Kim Kim River. Pasir Gudang, Johor is also known as a city of kite. Pasir Gudang is one of the major industrial towns in Malaysia which located in Johor Bahru district. The main industry in Pasir Gudang are transporting, logistics, shipbuilding, petrochemical, oil palm storage, distribution and others heavy industry. This town administered by Majlis Bandaraya Pasir Gudang MBPG, a body under Johor Corporation. The total population of this city is 500,000 people. There are many infrastructure and development for the people in this town which are education, medical, recreations and housing area. Pasir Gudang also one of the tourist attraction for International Kite Festival and Johor Circuit and also Tanjung Lasat. Pasir Gudang consists of two major ports which are Tanjung Lasat Port and Johor Port. Johor Port is one of the country's most important seaports for commodities and mineral resource shipping. On 7 March 2019, Kim Kim River pollution is a popular issue among Malaysians because of the pollution effect towards the people in Pasir Gudang. The illegal dumping of toxic waste into the river caused more than 2,700 people to be affected and closed 111 schools in the area. So, what is a toxic chemical? According to the US Environmental Protection Agency (EPA), toxic chemical can be defined as any substance that could be harmful for the environment and hazardous to human health if inhaled, ingested, or absorbed through the skin. The Malaysian Environmental Ministry states that there are a number of chemical substance samples found in the river. The toxic chemicals include benzene, acrolein, acryl non-nitrile, hydrogen chloride, methane, toluene, xylene, ethylbenzene, and d-limonene. Toxic chemicals cause harm to the ecosystem and human beings. The local government of Pasir Gudang, Mr. Iziani and his team found the toxic oil waste commonly used in a marine engine compressor. There are at least 15 different forms of chemical, which include colorless and highly poisonous hydrogen cyanide, were also found by the fire and rescue officials. It is highly dangerous to have a direct exposure to this toxic gas. The toxic chemicals were harsh and have bad consequences for the people.
Sungai Kim Kim, which gained nationwide attention last year due to toxic pollution. On March 2019, thousands of Malaysians fell sick after being exposed to different chemicals illegally dumped into the Kim Kim River located in Pasir Gudang, Johor. This incident started on 7 of March 2019 when the chemical waste was illegally dumped by a tanker lorry into the Kim Kim River. 31 victims, including of students and canteen workers from SMK Pasir Puteh and SK Pasir Puteh, were given medical care but said to be stable. It was reported that methane was responsible for poisoning. However, Johor Health, Environment and Agriculture Committee Chairman Dr. Sahruddin Jamal could not confirm this until the samples were analysed. On the 8th of March 2019, there are confirmation about the incident and provided food footage from the scene. It was reported that the government has identified the chemical waste to be an oil-based mixture that emits methane and benzene fumes. This mixture is commonly found in marine engine compressor and must be disposed of as scheduled waste. According to estimate by Johor Department of Environment, around 20 to 40 tons of the oil waste was illegally dumped into part of the Kim Kim River. On the 11th of March 2019, it was reported that 3 men, including 2 factory owners, were detained for suspected illegal disposals of chemical waste into Kim Kim River. Besides, on 13th of March 2019, the Star Online also reported that one of the chemical present in the waste was benzene. Considering the estimate release of up to 40 tons of oil waste minus the amount collected, This means that 17 to 37 tons continue to move downstream with the river, affecting more schools and residents further away from the dumping site. By the 14th of March 2019, the number of victims reached almost 1,000. It was reported that the government ordered the closure of 111 schools in and around Pasir Gudang pending further notice. As the situation worsened, the Dewan Rakyat approved an emergency motion for the federal government to declare a state of emergency. On 15th of March 2019, it was reported that Kim River pollution started years ago. Vincent Chu, Johor Vice President of Malaysian Nature Society (MNS), was interviewed and mentioned that the tire recycle plant, whose owner got arrested, has been operating there for a long time. He suggested that this plant does not produce the toxin that we are looking for. Dr. Zaki Zainuddin from IIUM has stated that the local discovered discharge in drain back in 2012. Dr. Zaki suggested that the industrial effluent from the Tanjung Langsat industrial area as well as discharge from the sewage treatment plant upstream are contributing to the problem. On the 17th of March 2019, it was reported that 15 chemicals were found in the air sample taken from Kim River. On the 21st of March 2019, according to Minister of Environment, Science, Technology and Climate Change, the overall cost for the Kim River case, including movement of official and cleanup, is more than 10 million ringgit Malaysia. The ministry is working with the Attorney General to make the culprit pay for the cleanup costs. However, this is not straightforward exercise since the culprit can just declare themselves bankrupt. Under the ongoing trial, Maridas, the 35-year-old lorry driver, was charged under Section 34B Clause 1 Clause A of the Environmental Quality Act 1974 for disposing oil sludge into Kim River. It is using a lorry and palm oil semi-trailer without the permission of the Director General of Environmental Quality. Next, Wang, Yap and Sim were charged under Section 34B Clause 1 Clause A of the Environmental Quality Act 1974 for collaborating with Maridas in disposing the scheduled waste into Kim River using the vehicle involved. Besides, the three directors were also slapped with 15 charges each under Rule 3 Clause 1 of the Environment Quality Regulation, Schedule Waste 2015 and Environmental Quality Regulation Clean Air 2014 for failing to conduct a quality monitoring and failing to notify the authorities about the production of scheduled waste. Besides, the three directors were also slapped with 15 charges each. The culprits of the illegal dumping are being investigated under Section 34B of the Environmental Quality Act 1974, which carries a maximum fine of up to 500,000 ringgit or up to 5 years in jail. The direct cost of the cleanup alone is estimated to be 6.4 billion Malaysian ringgit as reported by Malaysia Kini.
Now, let's move to the suggestion to solve this problem and to prevent it from happening again in the future.
First suggestion is provide awareness to industry about the dangers of non-regulatory toxic disposal. Government can explain and show the effect of toxic disposal in illegal and provide the instruction how to dispose the toxic in legally. It also requires that each industry involved has a competent person as a license requirement. This competent person is an individual who is trained in their respective area of expertise and is responsible for ensuring that waste management is scheduled, especially in accordance with existing law. Secondly is monitor the activities and strengthen the law. And effective monitoring systems need to be established by relevant parties such as the Department of Environment, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, Department of Health and local authorities on high-risk industrial activities causing chemical disaster in the future. Even more transparent law enforcement and strictly the law action need to be implemented to ensure that such incidents do not happen again. This is because only some of the elements in the existing Environmental Act can be said to be able to prevent this problem from continuing to occur. However, statistics show that the number of polluted rivers continues to increase every year and cases of environmental pollution are constantly reported. Next is public awareness. The public should be more aware of any changes that are taking place around them. Complaint to the authorities should be made immediately if they find or suspect any suspicious activity in their work area or place of residence. The authorities should take every complaint received and give official information to the local community about the actions that have been taken as a result of public complaints. Last but not least, the government needs to improve the self-declaration aspect of the industry so that it is constantly monitored through audit, more frequent reporting and surprise inspections as a barrier to the Kim Kim River incident will not happen again. Information sharing between agencies need to be strengthened. For example, when toxic waste arrive at the port, the first agency involved, for example, is the Royal Malaysian Customs Department. The Royal Malaysian Customs Department needs to share detailed information on hazardous chemicals with all stakeholders such as Department of Environment, Ministry of Health Malaysia, local authorities and so on. This step should be continued in each consumer chain until the toxic material become waste and sent to a licensed landfill for appropriate action.
Next is lesson learned. First, a large allocation is needed in cleaning process of Kim Kim River pollution. The government needs to improve or tighten the laws related to the environment because the impact of the pollution of the Kim Kim River is huge, especially to the local community. The government needs to think of an initiative because the large funds is needed to treat this river pollution. The cleaning process for this river alone has cost 6.4 million. In the United States, every company has created a fund called Superfund. Superfund gain the money from the sale of toxic waste managed by the company itself. The money will be used if the pollution caused by the factory itself. Next is the 8 chemicals identified from water samples taken from Sungai Kim Kim can affect the health of the community. According to Muhammad Shahrul, lead of UKM's Research Center for Tropical Climate Change System, there are 8 chemicals that has been identified used for dry processing factory, which are methane, hydrogen chloride, acrylonitrile, acrolein, benzene, toluene, xylene, and limonene. The chemical reaction of these gases to gases in the atmosphere had led to the formation of harmful gases that can affect the health of the population. For example, acrylonitrile can cause memory problems, muscle weaknesses, dizziness, and has the potential to cause cancer when the hot weather causes the chemicals evaporate easily and lead to the high concentration in the air. Next is the incident proof that the various ecosystems have no boundaries. In the case of Kim Kim River, hazardous chemicals were dumped into the river and the evaporation process of the toxic waste caused polluted the air. Because of that, these harmful chemicals have caused the people around the river to suffer from health problems and need treatment. In addition, air pollution also occurs, which comes from the smell of the chemical. This clearly shows that there are no boundaries for the ecosystem in this world because ecosystem will respond to what the human do. Society plays an important role in taking care for the environment and act as watchdog in their surrounding if there are any illegal activities. Last but not least is this beautiful nature is preserved as best as possible so that the previous disaster crisis does not recur. The government and the community need to be more sensitive to the activities that can lead to environmental damage, which in turn has a detrimental effect on the health and activities of the locals. A well care for nature can give benefit towards society. For example, maintain the cleanliness of the river, provide adequate food sources such as fish, keep the air clean, and so on. Therefore, each individual plays an important role in protecting the environment so that there is no pollution and natural disaster caused by the community itself. For the conclusion, the pollution of Kim Kim River in Pasir Gudang has opened the eyes of all parties about the importance of taking care for the environment. Each individual also play an important role in maintaining the cleanliness and beauty of nature, such as not dumping garbage and toxic waste into the river, making open burning, and so on. Human was created by God who needs to take care and preserve wisely, because if there is damage on this earth, it is because of the human action. That's all for me. Thank you.